One of the biggest misconceptions I see during an animal's aging, illness, or end of life journey is that we believe we need to stay strong for our animals. So many people tell me that they try not to cry in front of their pet. They don't want to upset their pet. They want to try to hide their fear, and they try to protect their animal from their sadness or worry or anticipatory grief because they're afraid it's going to upset them and just make things harder. And while I know that all comes from a place of love and protection, what I've learned over the years with animal communications is our animals already know what you're feeling. They know when you're sad. They know when you're scared. They know when you're trying to hold everything together. Your animals are incredibly sensitive to your energy and your emotions and your nervous system. And when you try to hide what you're feeling, your animals often sense something is there, but doesn't understand why you're pretending otherwise. They actually become really confused and they're wondering, why aren't you being honest and real with what's happening? And one of the things I teach in Embracing Deeper Connections is that animals, they don't ask us to be strong. They're asking us to be real. They do not need us to be perfect or pretend or hide because they know. They also know that they don't need us to have all the answers. They don't need us to suppress our grief, our fear, or our sadness. And they are responding mostly when we are honest, present, and we are there with them in a deep connection. You can cry beside your animal. You can even tell them you're scared. You can tell them you're sad. And you can tell them you're having a difficult day. Because relationships with our animals were never meant to flow in only one direction. And when you think about caregiving, you often focus on everything you're doing for your animal, the appointments, the medications, the treatments, the sleepless nights, all the decisions, the research, the caregiving. And you're doing what I call, in the end of life care of an animal, tangible heavy lifting. But what I've witnessed over and over again is that our animals are often doing what I call the intangible heavy lifting. They are supporting you too. They are helping you to regulate. They are providing you some more comfort. They are teaching you about presence. And sometimes their illness and their slowing down is actually a way of teaching us to slow down. They help us learn acceptance. They invite us into deeper love. And sometimes they're preparing us for the very transition that we are so afraid of. The end of life journey is not something simply we do for our animals. It is a journey that we walk together. It's a mutual relationship. It's a shared experience. It's an experience that happens with them. It's a relationship again. It's a time when both you as the human and them as the animal are learning, growing, loving, and supporting one another. This is why I talk so much about the nervous system, because when we stop fighting our own emotions, stop resisting them, and we actually allow ourselves to be present with what we're feeling and be okay with it, that's when our nervous system actually begins to soften. And when our nervous system softens, our animals really respond to us. Not because we fixed anything, not because the grief or the emotions have disappeared, but there's less pressure. There's no more pretending, and you're not carrying everything alone. There is simply space now for the authenticity and connection. And I know this journey is not easy. Mm. I have walked it myself many times, and I support many people through it. But one of the greatest gifts I've witnessed in this moment is when someone realizes they don't have to carry it all by themselves. They have their animal by their side. Their animal has been walking along beside them this whole time. And perhaps that's one of the deepest expressions of love in the human and animal bond. That even in their aging, illness, and end of life journey, your animal continues to find ways to care for you, to help you prepare, just as you care for them. If you're walking alongside an aging and ill animal and you want to learn how to navigate this journey with greater presence and understanding and connection, I've created Embracing Deeper Connections for exactly this purpose. Whether you join this self-paced online course or the live fall cohort, my hope is that you discover that you do not have to do this alone.